Is India on the brink of an energy revolution? A recent discovery near Sagarpali village in Ballia district, Uttar Pradesh is a milestone in India's journey towards energy independence. The Oil and Natural Gas Corporation or ONGC has identified large oil deposits spread across 300 square kilometers from Sagarpali in Ballia to Phaphamau in Prayagraj. Now the company has leased the land and begun drilling operations. Currently, oil extraction is taking place on about 12 bighas of land. ONGC has already initiated exploration and drilling operations with hopes of hitting oil in what may be one of the most promising crude oil belts in northern India. Now, the find has stirred local residents and industry watchers since it will reshape the regional economy as well as land usage. Referring to the same, Professor Ashok Kumar Srivastav, head of Ballia's Commerce Department, said that this find would not only be beneficial for Ballia, but also the rest of the Purvanchal region and the surrounding areas. He emphasizes that it could open new doors for development and would help in reducing the dependence of India on international oil. If the present drilling activities yield dividends, ONGC plans to sink additional wells in other areas discovered in this belt. Now, the drilling activity is already on, utilizing about 25,000 liters of water a day and should be completed later this month in April 2025. As India's oil import dependence runs high, any significant domestic discovery would help in reducing dependence on foreign crude oil and improve national energy security. India's oil demand far outweighs its production. In 2023-24, the country produced just 29.4 million metric tons of oil, while consumption soared to 233.3 million metric tons. Now, this means that 87.7% of India's oil needs were met through imports. Now, the country's main oil fields include Mumbai High, Rajasthan's Barmer Basin, Assam's Digboi, and Ankleshwar of Gujarat. This deficit forces India to nearly import 85% and more of its crude oil, making it extremely dependent on foreign markets and vulnerable to fluctuation in global prices. So can the latest find in Uttar Pradesh turn around this equation? Now, it's being learned that the exploration efforts by ONGC near Ballia could uncover a large petroleum reservoir. This discovery can completely change the economy of Ballia as well as Uttar Pradesh and can make the state a hub of oil production. It is the result of a multi-year effort in which geologists have conducted extensive surveys from geochemical to gravitational and magnetic surveys. Now, following government clearances, ONGC has leased an 8-acre land for 3 years, and ongoing drilling has the potential to go down to the depths as much as 3,000 meters. If commercially viable reserves exist, it would rank as one of the largest finds of oil in India's recent history. Estimates suggest that Ballia reserves could give millions of barrels of crude oil. However, the level of production would also depend on the depth of the reservoir, the quality of the crude, and economic feasibility. But how important is it for India to become energy independent? Currently, Russia is India's #1 supplier, providing over 30% of crude oil imports. In early 2024, imports averaged 1.76 million barrels per day. Iraq, a steady second, with January 2024 imports hitting 1.19 million barrels per day, the highest since April 2022. Saudi Arabia ranked third, supplying 690,000 barrels per day in January 2024, though its share has declined. United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and the United States are other significant suppliers who feed India's growing oil demand. Now, India imports more than 200 million metric tons of oil annually, and hence, local discoveries like Ballia are significant for economic and energy balance. Even though India is a massive importer of crude oil, it has also become a significant contributor to the global refined petroleum industry as well. Now, India's world-class refineries such as the Reliance Industries at Jamnagar and Indian Oil Corporation at Vadodara refine crude oil into valuable petroleum products like diesel, petrol, and even jet fuel. Now, these refined products are then exported to Singapore, a prominent importer with $5.36 billion worth of oil refined petroleum from India. United Arab Emirates imports nearly 103,000 barrels a day of refined fuels from India. Malaysia imports from India stood at 64,000 barrels a day. Even the Netherlands imported 75,400 barrels a day of refined fuels from India. While Africa and South America are still emerging markets for Indian petroleum exports. So this dual role, buying crude and selling refined products, is positioning India as a player in the global energy market. For Ballia residents, the oil find is not just an economic milestone, it's a beacon of hope. The operation has already put about 50 employees on the job, with additional jobs expected with the increasing number of operations. Even though the full potential of the Ballia oil deposits is yet to be determined, the find is a giant leap towards India's energy self-reliance. If the project succeeds, this would transform Uttar Pradesh's economy and turn India into a stronger oil-producing country. For the time being, all eyes are on ONGC's exploration and drilling operations. But what do you believe? Will this find be the turning point India has been waiting for? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.